Malnutrition is caused by poverty, and the only way that you can reduce poverty in the world is through economic development. We believe that the only way to achieve this is that you work in strong partnership between the public and the private sector, and that you actually use the private sector as the engine for creating sustainable economic development. In Tetra Pak, we have developed a model for how we work in public-private partnership that we call the integrated value chain model, or you can call it from cow to consumer. And this model is unique because we combine development of the private sector based on Tetra Pak's core business to help local entrepreneurs to develop local food production. It's combined then with agricultural development and with school feeding and local capacity building. And this is a model that can be actually replicated over and over again, and it can improve the lives of millions of people in the world. We have actually seen that based on how we work with public-private partnership, we have also seen that school feeding or school milk programs often function as a catalyst to also increase the demand for locally produced and processed quality food. And of course, this can mean for Tetra Pak also long-term business development. Tetra Pak has worked with for more than 40 years, and we're helping governments to start school feeding programs, mainly school milk programs. And today we are involved in more than 50 countries with school feeding programs. Tetra Pak also has a very long tradition of helping local entrepreneurs to develop local food processing. And then to make all this experience available, in year 2000, Tetra Pak set up a special Food for Development office to really drive and work with the development, implementation and support of school feeding programs linked to agriculture and dairy development program and based on partnerships with governments, UN agencies, development agencies. And actually last year we estimated that 45 million children in the world get milk or other nutritious drinks in Tetra Pak's packages in school. And 22 million of these children live in developing countries. Compared to 2006, that is actually an increase by 5 million children. So last year, new programs started in countries like Pakistan, India, Vietnam, Palestine, there was Haiti, Angola, to mention a few examples. For us, it's now important to see how we can scale up and speed up the implementation of these types of programs. We need to form alliances with both public and private partners. Today, we are still lacking platforms, we are still lacking tools for how the private sector can work be a partner in a development project, and also for how the private sector can initiate development projects together with development agencies, or UN agencies and NGOs. But the private sector it's not about getting financing to sell your equipment services. It is about coordination and integration. So in our case, for instance, if we can work with having a development agency financing technical assistance to help milk farmers to develop milk production, and that is combined with that Tetra Pak helps local entrepreneurs to start to set up local dairy processing, and helping that entrepreneur with financing, with making business plan, risk capital, and all have a knowledge in how you process and market. Then, by combining these two sectors, you create a base for a sustainable economic development. And if you then combine it with school milk, you can help increase the demand for this locally produced and processed milk. But today, to create that type of link between development finance programs and what the private sector do is very difficult. It takes maybe 2 to 3 years to get a technical assistance program like that. And therefore we need to find better tools and better platforms for how we can work in public-private partnership. When we approach government, for instance, we show them that by investing in school feeding and in nutrition program, they create a win-win situation. Because this type of programs it can be the catalyst for agriculture development. It helps developing the private sector. It creates jobs, income. It also helps to reduce imports. It improves the health of the children and thereby reduces costs in the future. And a study was made by the World Bank a couple of years ago showing that also investments in nutrition in children actually can mean that the GDP of a country can improve by 2 to 3%. So what we show government is that the return is much bigger than the cost for starting a feeding or a nutrition program. GAIN is unique, I think, in their understanding of the importance of these types of very practical public-private partnerships. And we see really GAIN as a key partner to Tetra Pak and to the Food for Development Office. And they have added fantastic value to our programs in school feeding, for instance in Nigeria, by taking responsibility for doing an assessment of the effects of the children of getting the proper nutrition. GAIN is also helping to establish this platform that I talked about, where you can start and work closer with governments and with UN agencies and development agencies, so that we can scale up and speed up this type of programs, which is extremely important today, also with reference to the food crisis. So GAIN is an important partner to us.